Hi everyone. Algebra 2, 3-1 presentation of graphing quadratic functions. So these are the topics we are going to cover. Here are the standards. Graph quadratic functions, maximum, minimum, axis of symmetry, vertex, graphing parabola. Okay, so graph following by making a table of values. So you just pick x value, 0, 1, 2, 3. You want to explore minus as well, minus 1, minus 2. So pick x values as, so in here they picked up 0, 1, they picked up minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and they plugged x value inside this function. So when they plug it in, minus 3 for x value, you can calculate, evaluate this value, then you get function f value, which is y value. X value, y value. You got a coordinate. Plug it in minus 2 for value of x. Calculate the y value. You got x value, y value, another coordinate. So you do that for many, many points. Then plot this point, plot this point, plot this point, plot it, plot it. So it happened to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. And you just connect them nicely and you got the parabola. So one thing you have to be careful, when we usually ask you to graph this, we want you to plot the vertex usually. Vertex is this point in the middle, which will come out pretty soon. So for now, you say, well, how am I supposed to find the vertex? Well, it's coming up. So for now, just graphing these plots should be okay. But later on, when we ask you to graph, you want to include the vertex. Okay? So for now, we are okay with this. Another thing you have to be careful is you don't want to pick all the points on one side. So let's say you only showed you this side, you have to choose 5 points all from here. So you have this, that's not good presentation of the graph. So you might say, well, how do I know what's on the left, what's on the right? I just randomly chose 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So at this moment, you're right. We have no way to tell what points on the right, what points on the left, what points on the vertex. We haven't learned that information yet. We actually did from algebra 1. But if you haven't forgotten, so for now, we'll just pick x value randomly, 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and plot them. That will be okay for now. So which graph is a graph of this? So you want to build a table, x value is 0, 1, 2, minus 1, minus 2. So build a table, try to plug x value to inside the function, get the y value, plot those points, okay? And if you got C, that means you're good. If you have a graphing calculator, or you have a software, you can easily type that in if your teacher lets you use a calculator, of course. So here, you could have just typed that in, 2x squared here, 2x squared plus 3x plus 2 graph it. So you got the rough sketch of this, and the exact points, you can calculate the points. You can go table here, create table. So you can get x value is 0, y value is 2, x value is 1, y value is 7, x value minus 1, y value is 1. Very handy. Okay? Okay. We got more information about parabola. Consider the graph of y equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. Y-intercept. The y-intercept, algebraically, you plug it in x as 0. It's very handy you memorize this method. How do you find the y-intercept? Plug it in. Plug it in x as 0. So if you try to find the y-intercept, plug in 0 for x. If you try to find the x-intercept, plug it in 0 for y. Okay, that's all you have to do. If you do plug in x equal to 0, whole thing disappears but c, so y-intercept is actually c. Equation of axis of symmetry. Very important formula. Axis of symmetry is x equal to minus b over 2a. You do want to memorize this. Super important. What is that? Axis of symmetry. You might say, what is axis of symmetry? This vertical axis is axis of symmetry, so that when you fold your parabola against that line, they are symmetric each other. So axis of symmetry is minus b over 2a. If you look at it, vertex is located right in the middle here. So x coordinate of a vertex is same as minus b over 2a. So once you find the axis of symmetry, that is x coordinate of a vertex, minus b over 2a. So once you find the x coordinate of a vertex, how do you find its according y coordinate? You plug whatever the x value is here, then you can calculate y value of a vertex. So super important. You need to memorize this formula. What does that give you? That gives you axis of symmetry. Also, that gives you x coordinate of a vertex. Once you get the x coordinate, you plug in that x value here. You can calculate y value of a vertex as well. So that one has lots of relationship with pretty much everything there. Okay, so x coordinate of vertex is this. Consider the quadratic function f of x equal to following. Find the y-intercept. Okay, right there. Y-intercept. What did I say? F of x equal to this. F of x is y. Y equal to 2 minus 4x plus x squared. How do you find the y x-intercept? Plug it in x as 0. Plug it in x as 0. Wherever x appears, plug it in 0. So everything is 0 but 2. So y-intercept 2. Done. Equation of the axis of symmetry. Do you remember? You have to memorize a formula. Axis of symmetry. X equal to minus b over 2a. You have to memorize this formula. So be careful. They are not aligned in descending order. I don't like to write like this. I like to write in descending order of the powers. X squared minus 4x plus 2. That's what I prefer. A equal to 1, B equal to minus 4, C equal to 2. X of symmetry, X equal to minus B over 2 times A. B is minus 4, 2 times A. So double minus is positive, so X equal to 2. We got the axis of symmetry, which is X equal to 2, vertical line. X coordinate of a vertex. X coordinate of vertex is same as 2. So vertex, X coordinate is same as axis of symmetry. X coordinate of vertex is 2. So we got everything. Consider the quadratic function f of x is same function. Make a table of values that include a vertex. So that's what I meant in previous graphing. You do want to plot the vertex when you graph it. So we found the x coordinate of a vertex, which is 2. So ideal way will be you do include 2 for your table and pick couple on the right, couple on the left. So now you can graph it correctly. So x value, you start with the 2, vertex. 3 and 4, 1 and 0, plug x values there, get the y value, you got the 5 points then you plot those 5 points. Oh, they're just asking to make a table. So we made a table, we are done. What was the key point here? Here, we are not just selecting random x values. We did all calculation of axis of symmetry. We got the vertex x coordinate, and that x coordinate of vertex was very middle of the table. That was difference from the previous graph, previous table. That's in the middle. You go 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Okay, build the table that way. The same function. Use the information to graph the function. Well, you got the points, 5 points, including vertex. Okay, so plot all those points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and connect them nicely. You do know that's a vertex. And many times your teacher will ask you, denote the axis of symmetry. So you put dot, 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 vertical line here. That's axis of symmetry. And that graph is perfect. Okay, pause the video, please. You try. So y-intercept, if you plug it in 0, you will get 3. Axis of symmetry will be x equal to minus b over 2a, which is minus b over 2 times a. b is minus 6, a is 1, so you get 3. So x equal to 3 will be axis of symmetry, axis of symmetry. And x coordinate of vertex is 3, all done. Is that same? Yeah, same. Make a table including vertex. We got the x coordinate of a vertex, which was 3. So make sure 3 is in the middle of the table. You might say, well, what am I supposed to do? You're supposed to plug it in 3 for value of x. Get the value of y. Plug it in x as a 4. Calculate that, get the value of y. And if that's, yeah, maybe just plug it in one value because it's all different y values. So that will give you answer right there. Graph it. Well, you have the table here. Plot them and you graph it. Shouldn't be that bad. Maximum minimum value. The graph of f of x, ax squared plus bx plus c opens up, has a minimum at vertex if a is greater than 0. What is A? A is a leading coefficient, number in front of x squared. If A is greater than 0, open up and has a minimum, you can tell we have a minimum. Okay. What is the minimum value? Y value of a vertex. If A is positive. Okay, super important. If A is negative, then opens down, it has a maximum. If A is negative, opens down, we have a maximum at vertex. Very important information. Consider f of x as a following. Determine whether the function is a maximum or minimum. Very easy. Look at the leading coefficient. What's the number in front of x squared? Minus, which is minus 1. Minus means it shall be open down. All have maximum. Very top maximum. Okay, so maximum value. State the maximum or minimum. We know it's a maximum. Do you remember when do we have a maximum? At vertex. Okay? They are asking to find the maximum minimum value. Just to remember, what is the maximum value? Y value of a vertex. How do you find the y value of a vertex? You have to find the x value of a vertex first. How? X equal to minus b over 2a. That's axis of symmetry formula. Minus b over 2 times a. You calculate, you get 1. So that is axis of symmetry, x equal to 1. But that is also x coordinate of a vertex. Maximum minimum is a y value of a vertex. But you have to find x value of a vertex first. We just did it. What do you do with the 1 to get the y value of a vertex? Plug it into the equation, x value as 1. Plug it in, x equal to 1. Calculate the y value. We got the 4. What does that mean? 4 is y coordinate of a vertex, which happen to be maximum value of this function. State the domain and range. Okay, look at it. This parabola keeps going down, but also keeps going to the left, keeps going down, also keeps going to the right. Domain-wise, it covers everywhere. Left and right covers everywhere. So parabola, domain is always all real number. Parabola. So domain, all real numbers. Okay? Domain is all real number. Interval notation, usually we say minus infinity, comma infinity. That's how we say domain. Range, think about it. Range means how low to how high graph covers. It can go as low as forever. It keeps going down forever to as high as what? What's y value? 4. So it should be y value less than equal to 4. Y is less than equal to 4 will be a range. In interval notation, it will be minus infinity to 4 with a bracket. That will be the range. Okay, pause the video, please. You try. Okay, a value is a leading coefficient, which is a coefficient of x squared here, which is 1. 1 is a positive, opens up. We will have a minimum. Pause the video. You try, please. We will have a minimum here at vertex. What is maximum or minimum? They are asking to find the minimum value. How do you find the minimum value? Well, y coordinate of a vertex is minimum. How do you find it? You gotta find the x value of a vertex first. How? X is a symmetry formula. X equal to minus b over 2a. So minus b over 2 times a. b is 4, a is 1. So that gives you minus 2. X is of symmetry is x equal to minus 2, which is the same as x value of a vertex. Once you find the x value of vertex, how do you find its y value? Plug in x value here. So y equal to x squared plus 4 times x minus 1. You plug in x value is minus 2. 4 minus 8 minus 1, that's minus 5. And that is y value, which is a minimum. Okay, domain and range. Okay, parabola, domain is always all your number. It keeps going left, keeps going right, covers everywhere. Domain is all your number. Range is how low. As you can see, this graph has a minimum as a minus 5 as a y value. As low as a minus 5, you can go up forever. So there should be y is greater than or equal to minus 5, y is greater than or equal to minus 5. Okay. As an interval notation, you can write that as minus 5 comma infinity. The domain you can write minus infinity to infinity. Okay.